Live here, Bay Area Breakers versus Anteaters Forever. Anteaters starting with the quaffle. So, scores remain 0-0. Bay Area Breakers versus Anteaters Forever here at the West Regional Championship in Tucson, Arizona. Looks like a couple players from Anteaters are not sure what the stoppage is about. Head ref deciding who should get the quaffle. It will be going to Anteaters Forever. A couple of blunders on the sideline close to the Bay Area Breakers bench. Likely that the Anteaters Forever will. 5. All right, so it looks like Bay Area Breakers with the quaffle looking to counterattack. Pass goes behind the hoops. Controlled, but brought down at the last second by the keeper from Anteaters Forever. Brooms went flying. Not sure what the call is here.
Maybe a beat before call?
Possibly. Both teams playing very hard.
Looks like no call on that play.
No call.
Nice
Bay Area
beat.
Breakers being Anteaters with the spin move, two spin moves, and a shot.
Wow. Jesse Steffens scores a nice drive with the help of beater Kobe Kendall beating basically the entire Breakers team.
Yeah. Seemed like the Breakers got caught a bit off guard there
Definitely.
from the whistle, but great moves from him. Two spin moves in a row to get past the defender. Now Bay Area Breakers looking to send the quaffle to the left-hand side. Takes the tackle, takes a shot as he's falling down, but a bit too low. Shot is no good. Quaffle rolls out of bounds back to Anteaters.
That's a tough play to make, and it's really cool when the defense is able to make these big stops when they have no bludgers. I think it's really helpful that two-handed tackling is now a rule.
Yeah, let's see if Bay Area Breakers are able to get a stop here if no bludgers.
Nice mid-range shot from behind the hoops.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they were not able to stop him. But that was a great shot at the middle hoop, right over the defender's hand. Anteaters extend their lead 20-0 over the Breakers. Slowing it down a bit now as they advance the quaffle past mid-pitch, trying to communicate with his beaters, number 51 from Bay Area Breakers.
Sam Harris. Looking for a pass. Maybe the beaters can make something happen. Great no-bludger situation created by the Breakers to cause a score on the middle hoop.
Yeah, Selly did a great job there, dodging that beat, drawing attention away for his chasers, now being very aggressive, beating everyone out of the play, except for the keeper who hasn't left the zone yet. Quaffle's out of the zone now. Immunity is gone. Hit on the Quaffle, almost intercepted. Remains in Anteaters' possession. A lot of aggression from Selly, but unable to force a turnover there. Just kind of alone out there, causing a lot of mayhem, but Breakers deciding to fall back into their standard set defense.
They got bludger control now, so maybe the two beaters can work together. Sam's a pretty good beater, came from Texas. He's good at talking to his beaters about what they need to be focusing on and coordinating. Hopefully something could happen out of here for him.
A great beat from Selly, forcing a crazy pass up into the air. Breakers lose the Quaffle. It's on the ground, but Anteaters able to recover. Kendall,
It's
keeper.
Oh. That's probably going to be a charge on the ball carrier.
Interesting to see. Did he lower his shoulder? We'll see what the refs decide. Kendall had the Quaffle, was looking to possibly start a fast break there. Obviously, the whistle kind of blowing that play dead, but Anteaters being very aggressive on defense. Breakers being very aggressive on offense.
Yeah, it's a lot of bludger play, and it looks like the Quaffle carriers are going to have to start talking more to their beaters to coordinate, because currently it looks like chasers are just driving the Quaffle and beaters are just trying to get the beaters out, and no one's really coordinating.
Yeah, it's so important for those two positions to communicate, make sure that they know what each other are doing at all times, because as you mentioned, you want to create avenues and lanes for your chasers to drive, but they have to be ready to initiate that sort of momentum when you are starting your attack. So,
especially because the lane that you're going to create is only going to be open for a second or two.
That's so true. Milliseconds makes a difference in Quidditch.
You got to go. You got to talk to your beaters, and you got to go as soon as they go.
Yeah, hesitation is killer for a lot of teams that lack the discipline and experience to know when to capitalize on those opportunities. But both of these teams here, club teams, a lot of players with experience, but shaking off a little bit of rust right now. After a full day of playing yesterday, I'm sure some of these folks are tired, but not too tired. Good night's rest, and they also get a nice little break now. Hopefully, staying hydrated.
Hopefully, and I think they're upping the mid-game break, the intermission break, to 2 minutes now, just so that people can get more.
No,
it's still one?
Still 1 minute, yep.
Dang.
Still 1 minute, yeah.
I did ref a game where they did 2 minutes.
Yeah, that might have been, just a little bit of delay. Sometimes Quidditch runs behind, but...
Later in the day, they increased the break to 2 minutes.
Because people are more tired.
Interesting. So hopefully, looks like there is a card on Kendall, 21. Quaffle will be turned over to the Breakers. Not sure what the call is there. Seems like it was a yellow, possibly a charge, lowering the shoulder, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lower shoulder charge.
Yeah.
Especially because your defensive chaser was not. It didn't require you to hit hard. She was pretty small compared to the keeper. So the fact that he felt the need to drop his shoulder, probably.
Yeah. The height difference there really being the.
Refs need to be concerned about safety, I think, more than anything.
Absolutely. Player safety is crucial to having a fair and exciting game. Breakers now with the power play opportunity. No goal. Interesting. Looks like the hoop might have turned. Quaffle did not fully pass through the plane. Unfortunate for Breakers, but they still have the Quaffle looking for a second chance opportunity. Gets wrapped up, brought down behind the hoops. Looks like there will be a call. It was a really good look initially from the Breakers. The keeper, Schultz from Anteaters, are stepping out right at the keeper's own line to contest that shot. Immune to the bludger, but exposing that middle hoop for a nice little floater there.
Yeah, all you have to do is scare the ball carrier into making a mistake, and it'll be hard for them to shoot.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're probably going to have a behind-the-back contact call against one of the AQ chasers. Or Anteaters Forever, excuse me.
All right, so it looks like we are back. We're going to be resuming play shortly. Players got a nice little water break due to that stoppage, but
Breakers now have a double power play.
a double power play for the Breakers, yes.
4 players on Anteaters forever here.
Interesting to see how Breakers decide to attack this.
If they score a goal, the first carded player comes back in, and then the player who just got carded second would come back in after.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
I believe that's the way it works. One at a time.
Kendall readying a beat for the whistle.
Kendall looks hungry to throw this bludger. Pump fakes instead. Tries to cut off the passing target. Great work from Kendall there.
Cadana's quaffle turnover.
Right, so ref letting it play on. No harm, no foul. Ends up with Schultz, number 19 for Anteaters. Kendall being extremely aggressive, despite the fact that seems like he might have forgotten that they were down 2 chasers. So smart decision from Anteaters to call Kendall back so that they can take a quick break.
They also get one of their players back, so
Yeah.
eliminating the double power play.
Trying to play as slow as possible now, trying to kill that clock. Another 60 seconds need to pass. Break. Oh, Anteaters. Breakers stumbling on their defensive tackles.
Ooh, nice beat.
Wow. Anteaters, despite being down a player, almost were able to make something out of nothing there.
They have control.
And now they have control. Number 21 also Kendall. Kai Kendall, yeah. There's Kai Kendall, Kobe Kendall. So Kai Kendall almost able to create something behind the hoops for Anteaters. Breakers now with the quaffle. Ooh, good catch from the Bay Area from the Anteaters.
The Breakers' power play has ended as both players are back in.
Yeah, it looks like, wow, there is chaos in the middle of the field. Everyone's getting beat out of the play. Good shot and goal, dunk by Kendall. Great work.
Anteaters really just did a good job there, staging off A, the double power play, and then B, 4 to 5 attacks to get the ball back, get their players back in, and then keep their 3-1 lead, or expand their lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Anteaters doing a good job staying measured and in control, creating chaos everywhere on the pitch. Breakers unable to adjust quickly enough. Again, without bludger control, Breakers advance the quaffle. Much harder to score without bludger control, but it is possible. Let's see if Cuero's able to do anything. Beats out the first point defender. Breakers being patient, moving to the left side of the field, trying to pull the defense over a bit. 2 hands up at the keeper's own line, trying to stop any shot.
Notice the Breakers have 2 uncovered players in the back of the pitch.
Yeah, two uncovered chasers behind the hoops. Being patient. Bludger's thrown. 2 blooders on the ground. 3 blooders on the ground. But immediately wrapped up. Loses the broom. Gets pulled out during the tackle. That might be the call.
Great tackle by Hodges to stop the momentum.
Yeah, Hodges was able to stop Harris, but Harris doing a good job starting the drive as soon as all 3 blooders were on the ground. There was definitely an opportunity to score there. Again, as you mentioned, 2 unmarked chasers behind the hoops. That could have been a really good passing option, but amazing tackle to slow him down.
Even now in the break, no one notices David Cadena for Breakers sitting behind hoop, and just forever seemed to have forgotten about him.
Yeah. I wonder how long he can stay back there. He seems to be pretty silent. Hasn't even moved at all. He doesn't want.
Even dropped his broom.
He's like, I'm ready to go. Give me the ball. Feed me. Well, a little bit of a distinction there, whether or not the broom was pulled out or whether it just fell out by virtue of nothing. But ref decides a broom pull, blue card on Hodges, so you're not allowed to pull another player's broom. So now Hodges is going to be going to the penalty box. Harris with an opportunity to score.
As the Breakers get their 3rd power play of the game.
Yeah, 1-on-1, takes the hit, drops it again.
Great hit. And Cadena wide open in the back gets the goal.
Didn't move at all. Perfect positioning there. Just got the rebound. after the initial shot was no good, but puts it back through.
I think the ball has to be reset into the keeper zone, but that's maybe just something.
Yeah. Well, the keeper's allowed to pick up the quaffle within their half of the field if no one else touches it. So
okay.
It doesn't always have to go back to the keeper zone, but traditionally, if a ref or another player touches the quaffle, it does go to the keeper zone. So Anteaters being quick to restart the play here. Kendall under a little bit of pressure, spin moves, fancy footwork there to get past his defender, passes it off, passes a little high, beat by the breaker beater. Good job by them to track that play down.
Kendall looks a little mad after the play. Maybe thinks there should be a call that wasn't called.
Yeah, we'll see what Kendall. Definitely looks a little bit frustrated out there.
No call.
No call. Quaffle returns to the Breakers. Breakers and Anteaters right now, this game is neck and neck with Anteaters with a small lead, 30-20 over the Breakers.
And really with set score now, 10 points isn't a lead at all.
Yeah, 10 points is a very small lead. Definitely not a comfortable position to be in.
Catch Snitch, you're up. Either team, really.
Yeah, Harris looking to charge in now, sees the lane, takes the shot,
Great
blocked
block.
at the hoops, recovers a quaffle, but it's stripped down immediately. I like the aggression there from Harris, but too many bodies in front of the hoops, not able
Rushing
to.
into the strong Anteaters defense without letting a play develop too early on a lot of these drives. So the strong defense by Anteaters just gets to shut him down.
Yeah, absolutely. That aggression from Harris needs to be combined with the same sort of pace from his teammates cutting to the left or right-hand side to provide some passing options. Anteaters, though, looking to answer back after that defensive stop. Stevens with the ball, passes it wide, deep behind hoops, using all the space available to them. Driving in now, number 10 hesitates a little bit, decides to pull it back, doesn't like the lane, wants a little bit of a clearer shot, passes it off to the side, cycling the quaffle around, keeping the ball moving, very important. Keeping the defense on their toes. Breakers, though, sticking to this zone. One chaser at the left hoop. No one covering the middle and right hoop right now. Looks like it's open. Steven decides to go behind the hoops again. Doesn't take the shot. Keeper's back in front of the hoops now. Harris, good hands. Yeah.
And no bludger situation. He's going to trace.
Bit of a stutter step there. Passes it off. Good look. Shot is high. Breakers able to recover it. Kicked off pitch by Anteaters.
That's going to be an unnecessary kick. Is that a penalty?
Well, depends how egregious it is. Definitely was kicked off pitch by Anteaters. I guess the ref is going to determine whether or not the breaker chaser, number 27, if she rolled the quaffle towards the approaching Anteater player, and so the kick was unintentional, like the quaffle was pushed back into his foot as he was, because he was running over there. He couldn't really stop himself mid-stride. That might be what the discussion is about, but otherwise it definitely was last touched by him. So we'll see what if Stevens is going to get a card or not.
I don't see a card here. I think it more of a
best case scenario. The quaffle is just gets to be inbounded by the Breakers, and Anteaters will have to play defense for a little bit longer.
Their defense has been strong enough. That shouldn't be any issue for them.
It definitely shouldn't be any issue. Potentially, it might be a back to hoops.
What I think
I'm not
they're discussing is if the ball went out before 27 Shirley Liu pushed it back in. So if it had already gone out, she pushed it inbounds for the kick. So it might actually be Anteater quaffle, which
that might be interesting.
That might even be a better case scenario than breaker quaffle.
Yeah, Stevens really couldn't really do anything. They showed up at the worst possible moment as the quaffle was rolling back. Just like, oops. But let's see what the card is.
Oh, there
potentially
looks to be a card.
Who's it going to be on?
Oh, it looks like Stevens. He's talking to him right now.
Stevens probably apologizing. Definitely did not mean to kick the quaffle off pitch.
From what I can hear, 27's arguing for Stevens not to get a card. Is the card on one? Or
so
looks like Stevens is going to the box.
All right, so there is a card on Stevens. Unlucky.
Just unlucky situation.
Unlucky situation. I think that might have been a blue card.
It was definitely a blue card.
Blue card, yeah.
Purposeful kick.
All right, so the ref decided that the kick was intentional, and so unlucky break for Anteaters. Lucky break for the Breakers, but now Anteaters with a good break for them, able to recover the quaffle anyway, despite being down a player. Unfortunate kick there, but now
with the quaffle they can stall until their player can come back.
Absolutely, they can play a little slow, use as much space as possible. The game continues regardless of the player being in the penalty box. So number 88 Deep dictating where his teammates should go.
Good communication by Anteaters. A lot of times you could just get silent on the pitch, and communication really makes a difference as you get to these finals.
Ouye looking for passes it back to Deep. Deep being very patient here, not forcing anything, being very smart with the quaffle. Still's got a couple more 15 seconds remain for the penalty. They definitely want to draw this out for as long as possible, going all the way to the deep corner of the pitch. Good footwork, good passing, maintain spin move, tries to get by the defender.
Number 10 back in. They were able to take off the penalty blocks. Great.
Stevens is back, blocks the beat. Quaffle's knocked loose. Stevens recovers the quaffle after all of that. Just came back into the game. Looking to fast break. Breaks one tackle. Passes deep behind hoops. Deep has the quaffle, takes a shot, rips it through.
That was just a beautiful play there by
Looks like it was good. Waiting for the ref to confirm it. And it is good.
That was well coordinated, had multiple passing options, and some great footwork.
Great footwork.
Sam Harris subbing out for Nasir Moendesi for the Breakers. He gets his arms loose. Great caught bludger by 53. He had one bludger in hand, caught another one, and dropped it, so he gets it both. Great dunk, too, there by number 8.
Alleman. Not sure how to pronounce that, but Bay Area Breakers putting some more points on the board.
The game remains close. I'm surprised by the looks of it. I felt like Anteaters has been dominating most of this game, but the score's only 40-30. Breakers has really been able to stay in.
Yeah, Anteaters having a lot of really good scoring opportunities, a lot of aggression from both sides, honestly, but this game has not been going on for a very long time, but it feels like so much time has passed. There's been a lot of stoppages. I'm sure that helps both sides stay light on their feet, stay hydrated, stuff like that. Yeah, so it definitely feels like the aggression that Anteaters was showing early seems to have dwindled a little bit in terms of its success rate. But
this has been a largely beater-dominated game, too, with the beaters taking over a lot and stopping a lot of these quaffle pushes.
Yeah, one beater can shut down a drive by themselves.
Especially, and when you have control, it's almost impossible to score.
Yeah, Deep now with 88. Breakers with control of the two bludgers. Deep pass behind hoops. Swinging it. Deep pass again to the front side. Passing it back to Deep.
Looks like
forcing a little bit of a reset there. But that is okay. Deep, not deterred, swings it back across the left-hand side of the pitch. Quaffle's moving. So far, still with Anteaters being very patient. Trying to shake the defender, waiting for a beater to potentially make a play in front of the hoops. Pass back across, back to Deep. Deep tracks it down, wants to take a shot. Pass over the top of the hoops. Fumbled a bit and beat, so it looks like the quaffle will go to the Breakers, but there might have been a beater foul off pitch potentially. A slide into another player. That is a definite no-no. Don't want to do that. That would be a yellow card. So number 42 for Breakers going into the penalty box.
Losing a beater much more dangerous than losing a quaffle player, in my opinion. But
yeah. Looks like Anteaters will get the quaffle after that. Can't really see who has it right now. Everyone's kind of perfectly aligned. think Anteaters have the quaffle.
Anteaters do have the quaffle.
Anteaters do have the quaffle. Surrounded by two, a keeper and a chaser from the Breakers.
Let's see, where are the 3 bludgers?
There might be. So
There's 2 over to the left side of the pitch. Oh, Duran Allison has one on the far side.
yeah, all right. So a lot of confusion there on who and where players were.
What a dodge.
Good dodge there. Last second dodge. Drives. Pass behind hoops. High controlled.
Ooh.
Quaffle is intercepted by Anteaters. Deep has a quaffle again for Anteaters. Calling for some substitutions.
I think we have Kai Kendall coming back in at keeper.
Kendall doing a lot of work for his team earlier in the game, but the score remains 40-30. Only a 1 goal differential. Deep pass behind hoops. Controlled by
Fumbled
Stevens.
Able to keep it in bounds.
Back to Kendall. Kendall with a stutter step. Tries to shake the defender. Spin move. Breaks 1 tackle. Looking to drive. Decides to slow down. Starts driving again. Another spin move. Passes it back. The change in tempo. Stevens able to cleanly. Sorry, that was not Stevens. That was
That's Peter.
Peter.
Appears to be injured on the play, though.
Peter seems to be limping back, yeah, but it looks like that goal was potentially good for Anteaters. So 50-30. So a lot of people yelling none. There were no bludgers back for Anteaters on that defensive play, but
Noss there should have driven to the hoops instead of shooting from that distance, because with no bludgers, you can get as close as you want without having the danger of getting caught up and beat out.
yeah, there were a lot of bodies by the hoops, but that shot, unfortunate to not go through. May have been better to try to dunk it through while the bludger wasn't around, but at the same time, Anteaters collapsing very quickly on defense to try to shut him down. Now trying to convert some defense into offense and extend their lead by just 1 more goal. Hodges with the quaffle now. Swings it deep behind hoops again. Quick 1-2 step. Shakes past 2 defenders, but pass is a little high. Definitely a reset being used all the way back.
No bludger.
Kendall being patient as he brings the quaffle back up. Team's calling for Kendall to go, but still being patient. Passes off to Hodge. Hodge decides to drive now. Fakes past 1 defender with a pump fake. Takes a shot through the middle hoop.
It went just
And
over.
put back through in the rebound. First shot attempt just went barely over. Second shot looked to be good. Depends of whether or not they will call a beat.
Foul on the play. I think the Anteaters beater face beat the Breakers beater before the goal, which may undo that goal because of the penalty.
That would be really unfortunate for Anteaters. The initial pass was a little high, forcing a reset, but
Able to come back.
able to come back. Kendall bringing it up, being very patient. As soon as he sees the opening, passes it to Hodges. Hodge drives in, dishes it off. Pass, maybe a shot attempt, who knows, but first one didn't go through, second one definitely did. We'll see whether or not the refs call the second one good. Score is tentatively 50-30.
Could go up to 60-30.
Could go up to 60. A lot of deliberation here from the ref crew.
From what I'm hearing, it doesn't look like they're going to call it, but you don't know.
All right, so the official call is no call. Is the goal good? Let's find out. Goal will be good.
Extending the lead to 60-30. Game time is 16:51.
All right, so about 3 minutes left in this first period. Breakers with quaffle and bludger control. No, Anteaters with bludger control.
Kobe Kendall back on the pitch for the Anteaters at beater.
Breakers taking the quaffle past mid-pitch. Anteaters going back to their 2-2 zone. at the hoops, trying to take away all the passing options. Kendall being aggressive, forcing a pass, swings it wide. The only chaser back there was off Broom, unable to get the quaffle. Now it goes back to Anteaters. Anteaters doing a lot of subs now. They've got plenty of time, a small lead of 30 points. They definitely want to extend that a little bit more before Snitch on pitch, but currently okay with slowing down the pace of the game. Deep is back in for Anteaters. Deep doing a great job of communicating with his teammates, telling them where to go. Couple players behind. Deep pass again, similar to the last one. Stutter step, tries to fake out the defender. Isn't able to shake him. Does so now. Swings it back across. Pass a little high. Bit of a stumble there. Not sure what happened.
Looks like Hodges tripped too on the trying to catch the ball.
Unlucky, but that would have been a really clean look. Great read there from Schultz. Breakers calling for a timeout there. Schultz with really elusive speed there, able to shake past his defender, pulls in the rest of the Breakers defense towards him, and then basically, once the defense is focused only on him, passes it across to his teammate, but unfortunately not able to connect with Hodges there.
Focus now with, I think 2 minutes left. Around 2 minutes left in the half, right?
Yeah, approximately 2 minutes left.
Definitely
Breakers
needs to be getting control, because once you have control when Snitch on pitch, you can control the Snitch and keep them kind of in your zone with your beaters, giving your seeker more time. And especially with Breakers having someone like Steve-O from Texas State, who's arguably the best seeker here today. They can really, if they can get control and keep control of the Snitch, that's a good 30 points for them.
Yeah, right now the game is still within Snitch range, basically. So Breakers trying to get a timeout right before Snitch on pitch, trying to figure out how they can maintain bludger control, what their strategy is moving forward. They could choose to slow down a little bit on offense since they will be getting the quaffle.
We have Breakers control too, which is a big important thing to keep.
It's definitely important for Breakers to try to score here, but at the end of the day, regardless of whether or not Breakers are able to score, the set score will not change. So it is equally important to maintain bludger control in this possession before we go into the stoppage. Not yet. We still got about a minute or so left, but we'll see how they want to move forward. Will they play slow? Will they add a little bit more tempo?
Game time appears to be at 18-16 from what I've heard.
So a little bit less than 2 minutes left. Breakers choosing to be slow, but bringing their beaters up, applying a lot of pressure in front of the hoops of Anteaters Forever. Cuevas with the ball, with the quaffle, shakes off one tackle, drives in, draws a tackle, passes it off. Great passing play from Breakers. Oh, pass fumbled right at the hoop.
Mohin Desi had his hands on it, but couldn't secure it for the dunk.
Unfortunate. Anteaters now with their opportunity to potentially draw this out to the last possession. Sideline calling for Anteaters to slow it down. 1 minute left before Snitch on pitch. Hodge swings it out left to Lutz. Lutz still off the quaffle. Back to Hodges. Mikey clearing out space for the Anteaters, pushing the Breakers defense all the way back to their hoop line. A lot of space in the middle. Hodges likes to shoot it, and his shot is low.
Aiming for that middle hoop.
All right, so quaffle deep in Breaker territory, slowly walking it up pitch in the hands of Durant Allison.
Last possession now.
This is absolutely going to be the last possession, so regardless of what happens, the set score will not change, but Breakers wanting to get a little bit more closer to that set score. Allison really wanting to score if possible here.
Score would be nice, but keeping control is absolutely vital at this point. The Breakers want to be able to use the Snitch to get closer.
Seems like Anteaters are expecting a shot from Allison. Doesn't like the look just yet. Pumps fakes a little bit. Got two chasers open behind hoops. Shot is blocked, recovered by Breakers, pushed out of bounds. Play's not dead since Breakers are able to maintain control of it. Allison hesitates, passes through, passes high, shots low, blocked by the hoop, best defender in the game. Anteaters manage to recover the quaffle.
No, they don't. Oh, they do.
And that will be the end of the play. A little bit of a fumble, Rooney from both sides, but Anteaters coming away with a stop at the end of that possession. We'll have the quaffle going into the Snitch on pitch, but Breakers maintain bludger control.
They did remove both of their bludgers from that play at the end just to make sure they kept control as it went down to the wire.
So after all that, set score will be 130. Anteaters needing 7 goals to win. Breakers needing 10. Game is definitely not over yet. A snitch catch will give either team an additional 35 points. That can make a huge difference in terms of stamina and also momentum. Teams love to go on a strong rally after catching the snitch. Definitely reinvigorates the entire team.
It's definitely a large morale boost.
Yeah, definitely a large morale boost. Absolutely. Let's see. What do you think is going to happen with Anteaters coming out of this stoppage?
They just need to keep their defense up. Their defense has stopped at least. It kept at least 80 points that I can count from the Breakers off the board. So they just need to keep that up. And if they can catch Snitch, they'll be, with their defense, they'll be set to, I think, clinch this game up. Breakers just needs to figure out a way to break through that defense.
Yeah, Breakers definitely need to break through the defense, but also make sure to figure out when they do score to not give up any fast break opportunities on the other side.
That has caught them a lot.
Yeah, definitely has caught them off guard. Anteaters in a position where they are willing to possibly trade goals back and forth since they will inevitably win by doing so. Having a lead is definitely something that you're able to play with a little bit there in terms of resources in the Snitch game. In either case, teams definitely don't want to give up a fast break goal, but it'll be interesting to see how Anteaters decide to use their one bludger that they have right now. Will they use it on offense, or will they immediately go and apply pressure to the Snitch?
Snitch seems to be Casey from Vipers.
So play has resumed now. Anteaters with the quaffle, only one bludger. Breakers with 2 bludgers, doing a quick substitution now. A lot of aggression from Kendall, but unable to do anything to stop the attack.
Stevens is the seeker for Anteaters forever.
Good dodge from Selly. Seeker beat out of the play. Anteaters is playing with the quaffle back and forth right now. Swinging it wide. Approaching the hoop slowly yet surely. Good passing. Everyone getting involved in this play for the Anteaters. Schultz with the quaffle now. Has a one-on-one. Wants to take it. Swings it wide. Gets a pick. Pulls it back. Schultz back to Kendall. Kendall on the left-hand side. Swinging it back around. Ref blows the whistle. Hopefully a short stoppage.
The Breakers have had their seeker, I think number 24, Grelinski, has had, I'd say, 4 to 5 close catches where he's touched the Snitch but hasn't able to pull it loose. But he's getting close, and I think if he gets a couple more seconds with the Snitch, we should see a catch from him. He's been having a lot of good looks.
Yeah, Selly doing a great job for Breakers, trying to create some opportunities for a potential Snitch catch. But Anteaters on the other side, right now the quaffle is in the hands of Kendall. There are no beaters between Kendall and the hoops. Anteaters doing a good job of passing the quaffle around, but not necessarily initiating a drive in towards the hoops. Looks like
they have a lot of open lanes too, with all 4 players open and no bludgers in the backfield.
So after all that, no penalty.
No penalty.
Looks like Anteaters will continue to hold on to the quaffle. Kendall with a stutter step, tries to fake up the defender. Back to Schultz. Schultz looking to run, swings it back. Quaffle dropped, unfortunately, for Anteaters. Breakers looking to answer back Alleman with a good pass.
Misses.
Knocked over the hoop. You hate it when the hoop gets into the way of a perfect pass.
Able to come through and dunk it for a score.
Cuevas, number
Will they get
12
that
for
fast
Breakers.
break opportunity that we talked about, and it turns out they won't.
What is the call here?
I think the hoop broke.
Oh no, it's too much power from
Number
From
12.
Number 12, Steven Cuevas, with a lot of
Force going into
force.
He's been hitting the weight room lately. That's, I think, the third hoop broken today.
Yeah, so that was a strong finish. Bay Area Breakers should get that 10 points for them. Score is currently 60-40. Anteaters still in the lead. Haven't scored since Snitch on pitch, but...
And we're back.
Play has resumed.
Holmes now in for Seeker.
Anteaters,
For the Breakers.
Breakers with a lot of looks at the Snitch right now. Anteaters Seeker trying to block him, unable to.
Oh, I
Ooh, a
almost had
diving
it there.
attempt. No good. Not able to get a hand on the tail. Beaters putting a lot of pressure on the Seekers right now, but Anteaters still with the quaffle. Haven't tried to score just yet.
Seems like they're slowing down their offense so that the Beaters are available to focus on the Snitch.
Absolutely. Kendall with a strong tackle from Cuevas knocks the quaffle loose.
And Allison comes through with a fast break.
Yeah, this lead that Anteaters had going into this is now been reduced to 1 goal.
Oh,
Ooh,
diving
almost
catch.
pulled the tail.
Looked like he grabbed the shorts.
Yeah, very close to grabbing the tail. Holmes trying with all his might to catch the Snitch, diving again and again. Gets up slowly, but seems to shake it off. Anteater Seeker with some one-on-one time. Schultz with the quaffle, makes the pass, scores,
And we have
and at the same
a
time,
catch.
Anteaters. Schultz celebrating a miraculous catch.
by
Schultz bucket
45.
45.
Younger.
Junker coming out of nowhere, casting Casey the Snitch off guard. Let's see if the catch will stand. If so, Anteaters just scored there, so that should be 70 points
70-50.
for them. 70-50. If the catch is good, the score will go up to 105. Great move. Junker with only needing 1 attempt to catch Casey. Must have saw something that she liked to come at him.
I think what might have also happened is she kind of came from surprise, and Casey didn't fully see her coming up. I think Casey didn't notice that the Seeker switched and was still looking for the previous Seeker from Anteaters Forever.
Good moves by Junker to catch Snitch off guard. Coming from his blind side. Anteaters hands up in the air, hoping to hear a good catch. Preemptively celebrating. Breakers, though, for them, this will be a huge blow.
This might be a nail in the coffin for this game. And the catch is good. Anteaters now taking a 155-point lead.
Yeah.
My math is correct? Yeah. And 3 quaffle scores away.
I could have sworn I was beat. I felt something, so I just assumed I was beat.
The ref calling all quaffle players off broom. Apparently, they took all their brooms out for the celebration for the Snitch.
Yeah, everyone on Anteaters got really excited there. Allison on Breakers.
Trying to make it back. Nice
Great
dish
pass.
to Shirley.
So after all that, Anteaters get a huge boost, but Breakers, unfazed, decide to strike back quickly.
Let's see if the Anteaters can now get that Snitch morale boost that typically gives another team a couple more quaffle points to finish the game strong.
Yeah, Anteaters with a 4-goal lead right now, needing 3 in order to win. Hodge swings it back to Kendall behind hoops. Gets a pick. Kendall back to Hodge. beater play happening on the opposite side of the pitch. A lot of Bludgers on the ground, but one
Bludgers really need to focus the quality.
Kendall with a spin move. Tries to draw the beat. Blocked by Alleman. Sorry, Allison. Allison, number 4 for the Breakers, wearing the green headband. Two-2 zone from Anteaters again, trying to stop all the shooting opportunities. Works out in favor for them. Looks like that might have been tipped. Now a fast break going the other way. Anteaters, a broom is dropped. Pass across. Beautiful pass, beautiful goal, beautiful finish from Anteaters.
Great play there.
Great pass from Holmes. That was number 23 from Anteaters. Stephanie Lutz with the goal.
The Breakers were caught off guard after that last possession, and Anteaters just took full advantage of it there.
Yeah, Anteaters pushed their lead now, needing only 2 goals to end this game. Breakers with the quaffle. A pump fake from the Anteaters beater forces Bludger control to go back to them. Quaffle's dropped. A lot of pressure coming from number 53 from Anteaters. A shot attempt. Blocked.
He blocked it into the other hoop.
Unfortunate from Schultz, asking for a timeout. Definitely needs to have a moment to recover from that. That was a great block at the middle hoop, but unlucky bounce to the small hoop on the left.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
You hate to see it, but that goal does count for the Breakers despite that. Inching a little bit closer. Now the Breakers need 6 goals in order to come back and win this game. Anteaters still needing only the 2. Quaffle and Bludger control remains with the Anteaters. So there's one Bludger far off pitch on the right-hand side. So we'll see what happens after this timeout. But Anteaters, they stay controlled, stay patient. They should be able to close out this game. Their offense has been doing a really good job passing the ball, moving Quaffle around.
They just need to shake off that unlucky play, because in the end that wasn't their fault. He made a good defensive play, and if they shake that off well, they should be in good position to score back here.
Yeah, I don't expect Anteaters to be too distressed about that last goal, but Breakers definitely feeling like they caught a break there. Now they will be looking to play some defense.
Anteaters do have control though.
Quick substitution for Anteaters. Definitely playing slow. Deep with the Quaffle. Advancing it. Looks like Deep calling for some movement from his teammates. Swings it back to Lutz. Lutz. Deep with a deep pass. Deep with a deep pass. Quaffle on the ground. Back to Kendall. Kendall likes to look. Taking the space. Driving. Passes it up. Intercepted. Stevens, sorry. Stevens, number 10, trying to get back on defense. Unable to do so. Breakers able to convert that fast break into a goal.
The lead drops down to 3 goals now.
3 goals. So after that lucky bounce, seems like momentum has turned in favor of the Breakers. Getting 2 unanswered goals back to back. Anteaters needing to adjust a little bit there.
Deep and Schultz communicating, trying to figure out the best game plan.
Schultz moving to the right-hand side. Quaffle goes to Deep on the left. Back to Stevens. Stevens, number 10, with the Quaffle in possession. Has a lot of space in the middle of the field, but is choosing not to go. Breakers have Bludger control. That would not be the best decision in the world, but trying to create a little bit more space, working with the beaters there. Stevens driving in with a pass behind hoops, using all the space available. Schultz with the Quaffle still. Passing again. Oh, almost went through. That might have been a shot. We'll never find out, though. Breakers with the Quaffle now.
The Anteaters have done a really good job of utilizing a lot of the behind hoop space. A lot of teams kind of try to keep things in front of, but they really use a lot of all the field.
Yeah, it's important to use as much space as possible to spread out the opposing team's beaters. The more space available. A lot of pump fakes coming out of here from number 95.
Number 95 is a beast.
Chain on.
Looks like the pump fakes worked. Breakers able to score.
They're now on a three hoop roll. After that,
Dude, he's getting close.
blocked goal earlier.
Yeah,
Turns out that might be the biggest momentum swing of the game.
that might be the biggest momentum swing of this game. They have answered back the points that were gained from the snitch catch for Anteaters and have narrowed down this game to only a 2-goal differential. Deep, number 88 with the quaffle right now for Anteaters forever. Calling for some movement on the side, swings it right. Kendall beats out the point defender. A lot of space in the middle of the field, but Breakers still with bludger control. Stevens with the quaffle, looking for a passing option under a little bit of pressure. Swings it back, pass almost intercepted. Anteaters are vibing with the quaffle. Deep pass across to the right-hand side. Resets it back to deep to Stevens. Stevens driving in, wants to shoot it.
Just under
The left tube. Unlucky. That would have been a nice look from Stevens, but Stevens now playing defense. Good pass from Breakers. Scores on the left tube. Breakers within 1 of Anteaters now.
40 unanswered points in the past 6
Let's
possessions.
go, 95!
4 unanswered goals. Breakers with all the momentum now. This game is not over. Set score is still 130.
This will be a close one.
This is definitely going to be an interesting turn of events now. We'll see how this game plays out. Breakers needing 3 to win. Anteaters needing only 2. Bludger control back in favor of Anteaters forever. Hopefully that makes this offensive possession a little bit easier for them. Kendall, couple of pump fakes with the quaffle, swings it deep behind hoops. Stevens swings it back to Kendall. Nice control, good catch. Anteaters beaters playing right at the keeper's own line, trying to create as much space as possible. Kendall stutter steps around the keeper, passes behind the hoops again, trying to shift the defense over. Stevens stutter steps, takes a pass, almost tipped in. Quaffle, rebound by Kendall. Anteaters still in control. Keeper's out of the keeper zone. Anteaters trying to drive in. He takes a cut, looks at the right hoop. He likes it and scores. Anteaters within 1.
Great possession there by Anteaters. There was so much chaos there. I kind of
So much chaos there, yeah. So it looks like the Breakers defense holding up strong, but the keeper stepped a little bit too far out of the keeper zone, got himself beat out of the play. That was able to allow the quaffle to be recovered by the Anteaters on the rebound.
Interesting choice by the Breakers to have Sam Harris, their keeper, play point chaser. Typically you want your keeper back in the zone and have a chaser go up there and play point.
Yeah, Harris stepped a little bit too far out. Did have a nice tackle to slow down the play, but now Harris with the quaffle in hand.
Control still with the Anteaters forever, if I'm not mistaken.
Good dodge from Breakers beater. Now 1 bludger still in Anteaters' hands. Harris does not want to drive in on this. He passes it instead to the left-hand side. Quaffle's fumbled. Quaffle's still alive though, hasn't rolled out of bounds. Recovered by Breakers. Harris with the quaffle is able to reset it back to you.
Big
That's
tackle.
not bad.
You resetting. Looks like the referee was calling it advances there, but the play kind of slowed down, so
I think there were 2 penalties on that play actually.
might have been 2 penalties.
Because I think Holmes was beat and continued playing, and then over with some beater play, I saw, I think, a tackle from behind. So offsetting penalties, how would that play out?
Offsetting penalties will possibly just keep the quaffle in favor of you, but depends how how the head referee wants to dish out the cards in
May
which
turn
order.
into a quaffle and a bludger turnover, giving Breakers control, and then Anteaters the quaffle.
Russ currently deliberating. Head ref wants to get the AR's perspective, all the different angles, make sure he makes the right call. Looks like a couple players getting some water during the stoppage. These players have been playing for a long time.
Cadena using a water bottle, or a water pack instead of a bottle.
Everyone making sure to stay hydrated.
A lot hotter today than it was yesterday.
Absolutely. There is a nice breeze though, which immediately died as I called it out. Breeze just immediately went away. Guess it's shy.
You jinxed our nice breeze.
I jinxed the breeze. Anteaters.
We have a decision.
Will Anteaters be able to come up with a stop now? Only 5 points away from winning this game. Only needs 1 goal. Breakers, though, staging what could be an incredible comeback after being down by 7. Now within striking distance of Anteaters forever.
Looks like we have a yellow card on Kobe for a behind-the-back tackle. Or a behind-the-back wrap. I think they're the same thing.
Yeah, so Quaffle remains with the Breakers.
And that beat call, the play after beat does not appear to be a call. So Breakers get to keep the Quaffle with, I think, a bludger turnover.
Yeah. Breakers also have control now. Sam Sally being very aggressive, trying to beat out potentially everyone in Anteaters, trying to create space on the left-hand side. Beaters pinching over, removing someone from the left hoop. Hoop is open for a second. Harris decides not to shoot, driving, and now Quaffle's knocked loose.
Tackle.
Great strip from Kendall. Kendall's beat out of the play, though. Kendall, keeper, wearing the green headband, able to get the Quaffle in the keeper zone, has immunity.
The Breakers had a beater power play there too, so not being able to take advantage of that could be a
That could be
difference
huge.
maker.
Sam Selly knowing that they have control with the
Getting a
beater
little
power play,
aggressive.
trying to be very aggressive. The pump fake could have forced a very awkward pass, but Kendall was not bothered by it at all.
And it looks like Kobe's about to be released. Kobe Kendall, the beater version of the Kendall brothers.
Kendall sees the beat. Blair's on the ground, dodges the beat. Deep pass behind hoops. Believe that Stevens driving in, breaks the tackle.
No.
Was that good? Not sure. Looks like he tried to push it through the hoop. Nice alley-oop play there.
I saw it went in.
I thought Hodges had a clean look at that. I don't know if he was able to get it off in time, if it was beat before, not clear. Refs trying to figure out whether or not that was good. Maybe not. Looks like the goal was not good.
There was potentially also a foul on the tackle over there by Harris.
All right, so it looks like Harris will have the Quaffle.
Harris gets the Quaffle.
Yeah, Hodges is back at the hoop, so this will not be a free fast break. Kendall also on broom at mid-pitch. One bludger in the hands of Moreno, number 20 for Anteaters.
Bludger by Sell. I think the third bludger is being disputed right now over with the referees. They're trying to figure out who gets that valuable third bludger. And
Looks like Kendall will get to pick it up. Good for them.
Gonna try to beat out Harris, and now he'll run back to maintain control. Control the valuable asset as they switch back to defense.
Kendall taking a step back to avoid the aggression from Sam Selly. Selly holding the Quaffle, number 64. Sorry, holding Bludger, number 64, on the left-hand side, escorting his keeper.
He beats Kendall, but they're able to keep control.
Harrison, being patient, wants to shoot it, takes a shot.
Sails it over.
Quaffle will be turned over to the Anteaters. Shot was a little high. That hoop was open, though. A little bit of space was created by the pressure. It was very hard to defend the middle hoop, it being the tallest hoop out of all 3 hoops. Anteaters now with the opportunity to end this game if they're able to score.
With control. This should be...
Yeah, it looks like bludger control making a huge difference in this game during Snitch on pitch. Anteaters able to use it to get a catch. Breakers able to use it to mount a comeback. But now Anteaters swinging the Quaffle around, resetting it back to the middle of the field. Hasn't crossed mid-pitch yet. Kendall being very patient, waiting for his beaters to create some space. Anteaters beating out point defenders. Harris is the only one left. Kendall breaks the tackle, takes a shot, rips it through, and scores! That is game. Anteaters forever win 135 over the Bay Area Breakers. A crazy finish from the Anteaters. Breakers went on an amazing run to come back and make this a competitive game. Anteaters, though, able to come away with the win. Unfortunate for the Breakers, but
that one block turned goal we thought was the momentum shift, but
That
the
was.
Anteaters were able to stage it off to win.
Yeah.
Great. The defense was the reason I think Anteaters were able to control and win that game.
Yeah, Anteaters defense stepping up when they needed it to. Great work by both teams. A lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm. Both teams played well. I hope everyone at home enjoyed. Thank you for watching.